All right, my guest is here, and we welcome him to the show. His name is Michael Butler. He is a book publisher for BeyondPublishing.net, and he has authors in 63 countries, and he founded a human trafficking rescue nonprofit, and it is the website is 1040impact.org, 1040impact.org. Michael Butler, welcome to the Wayne Allyn Root Show. How are you?
Wayne, it's great to be here. Super excited to be here and super excited about the movie Sound of Freedom and rescuing kids from human trafficking right here in America.
Yeah, how did
Really
you
glad
get
to be here.
involved? I mean, look, Michael, you're a book publisher.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with human trafficking? How did you get involved in this whole thing?
Well, I was a pastor for 15 years, traveled all over the world, and we actually was helping one of our clients when I was transitioning from ministry into business. And the first book we published got a movie deal, and it was on human trafficking 10 years ago. She had traveled to India and see what was going on. It was a fiction book, and I think I was the first publisher to actually tweet out an entire book on Twitter, and it got optioned for a movie, and the rest, as they say, is history. But Wayne, you know it's a huge problem globally, 28 million trafficked. In the U.S., there's up to 2 million children that are trafficked right underneath their parents' noses. These aren't kids in economically depressed neighborhoods. These are kids going through your kids' schools, your churches, your youth groups, and they're being groomed and they're being trafficked right out of their own homes. But the encouraging thing is people are getting aware. Sound of Freedom, the movie, has grossed over $150 million. It's outsold Mission Impossible,
Amazing.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, and The Flat at the theater. So check it out. It's creating awareness, and then we're doing something about it. We have 375 girls ages 6 to 17 that we have rescued in 4 safe houses. We're caring for them on a daily basis. And you know what? It's exciting to see this happen. It's in Asia and it's in Oklahoma where we are caring for these girls. We've actually published several books from trafficking victims that have been trafficked. One's being optioned, another one's being optioned for a movie now. And right out of her home, she was sneaking out of the window at night. She had been groomed, and really parents need to be aware of what's going on. But you talk about the war that's going on. We're having a war.
Yeah, I mean, call me naive, Michael, but I just don't understand. I think most of us cannot understand any of this. We're normal people. I have no interest in children or sex with children. I didn't understand that other people had interest in this. It's a sickness to me. It's a mental illness. And I thought it's like, 8 people in the United States have it. Evidently, it's gigantic, and there are thousands or tens of thousands of pedophiles out there. Maybe there's hundreds of thousands. Maybe there's millions. This is all like a mystery to me. Where the hell do these people come from?
Well, as Jim Caviezel said in the movie Sound of Freedom, you can sell a bag of cocaine once, but you can sell a child again and again and again. The average age for a child to be trafficked in the U.S. is 14 years old. They're groomed right from their own home, right underneath their parents' noses. They're on a smartphone. They're chatting till 2 or 3 o'clock at night in their room, not sleeping. They're being picked up. Adult. Here's the thing with apps, Wayne. Literally, an app can take a 40-year-old man's image, make him look like an 8-year-old girl, hides his identity, makes him look like a 14-year-old teenager, and he's chatting with the 10-year-old girl and says, meet me at the 7-Eleven. This doesn't happen overnight, but it happens over a period of time. It's called grooming. It's emotional manipulation, and it's how traffickers steal children and kidnap children. And listen, if you haven't seen the movie, I'm not going to give you the spoiler alert, but listen, God's children are not for sale. It's a big problem. And parents, we have to wake up. Now, my parents are grown. Unfortunately, my 4 sons that I raised, it was pre-internet age. My teenagers had a flip phone. That's how long ago that was. But we have to be careful. My 10-year-old has got a smartphone, and there's software you can use to protect. You've got to talk to your kids. You've got to see what websites. You've got to track their location. You've got to know who they're chatting with. The predators, Wayne, used to go after our children on the video game consoles. That's how they chatted with them. And but now it's pervasive, and the groomers have gotten wise, and they're very evil.
So what can parents do to prevent their children from becoming targets of human trafficking? Give us a few specifics, maybe some websites to go to, maybe some books that you're publishing. Tell us what they can do.
Absolutely. So we have to realize, first of all, that grooming is emotional manipulation, and it normally comes from somebody you know, somebody in the family, a school teacher, a coach, a youth pastor. You have to ask questions. You've got to talk to your kids. You've got to let them know what is right, what is wrong, what is safe, what is unsafe. Where you don't let people touch you with the private bathing suit area, all those kind of things. But we have to use technology. We have to take away the phones. We have to put the phones away. There has to be a timeout. We have to install the right software. I'm going to have to come back and go into some deeper details on what we can do. But you can simply do a Google search, get into the parents groups. As a parent, we need to be concerned. And we don't need to be giving our kids that are 8, 9, 10 years old unfettered access to the internet because they are being preyed on. And we might think we live in a safe, gated community, but listen, you're not exempt from what happens with groomers getting access and gaining the trust, because once they gain the trust and they establish that emotional connection, they will do anything the trafficker wants. And they don't realize the person they've been chatting with is not who's on the other end of that phone picking them up at the 7-Eleven.
So, again, maybe I'm going to sound naive. I don't know. You're an expert at this. So, again, let me just ask your beliefs, Michael Butler. To me, I'm sure there are some kids that come from nice families and the parents were shocked and they can't believe it happened. But I've never met one. So it must be mostly, the overwhelming majority must be lost kids from divorced households. There's no father around. Maybe they've run away. There's no mother or father. Maybe their mama is on crack and their daddy isn't home. It's got to be a majority like that. Or I'm living in a bubble because I've never met anyone who's lost their children. And my 4 kids are great kids. I don't get it. It's got to be mostly kids without parental authority around. Mostly, right?
Certainly those kids are easier targets, but there's an incentive, and it's much easier now with technology for a groomer to groom someone that they can bring into the porn industry, to groom someone that they can bring into prostitution and sell again and again and again. The girls that we're rescuing, they are ages 6 to 17. They're given a box of condoms. They had to sleep with 12 men a night before they could go back to sleep and repeat again and do it all over again the next night until we rescued them, got them the medical help that they needed. We do have a lot of resources up at 1040impact.org and michaeldbutler.com. There's a lot of great organizations out there that are doing great work. So do a Google search, follow us. We share tips on parental safety and cybersecurity every day. And then you can make a difference by making a donation to any one of these great organizations like 1040impact.org. Go watch Sound of Freedom. Take a group of people with you. Do a private screening. Become aware and just know what your kids are up to. And if something's terribly wrong, get professional help. Ask for help.
We got people like you on the job. I've been working 16, 18 hours a day, 7 days a week since I'm 20-something years old. I'm 62 now. Thank God there's people out there that are on the watch, prowling the world to protect our youth from terrible people and from evil. Michael Butler's one of them. Global book publisher. His book publishing is at beyondpublishing.net. He's founded a human trafficking rescue nonprofit. Please dig deep and give. 1040impact.org. 1040impact.org. Michael Butler, thank you for sharing on the Wayne Allyn Root Show. God bless.
Thank you, Wayne. Great to be here. I love the boycott book. You and Nikki Ballou did a great job.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Michael. Michael Butler, one of the good guys. 1040impact.org. I'm Wayne Allyn Root. We'll be right back. Lots more in the news coming up next.
You're watching Lindell TV.